Welcome back, another episode of Out the Box TV. I'm DJ PrimeTime256.
It's your man, RoJay. Today we're highlighting the HBCU culture.
The HBCU, here on the campus of Alabama A&M.
Yes.
I mean, often imitated, never do. See, let me tell you, they try to fuck up, all right? There's other HBCUs out there that try to be us. Shout out to all of them, though. Shout out to all of them. No disrespect, we just better.
We're going to talk about all of them. We're going to talk about the history of it, why they exist, and why you need to know about them. Basically.
And why you need to come to the hill.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alabama A&M.
Listen, y'all keep it locked right here. Another episode of Out the Box TV starts right now.
Lit.
Did you miss me? It's your boy RoJay. Thank you. Sounds so good, don't it, people? DJ PrimeTime256. DJ PrimeTime256. Let's get it. Let go. This is Out the Box. This is Out the Box. This is Out the Box. It's so out the box, baby. This is Out the Box. Let's get it.
It's really important, man, because I know one time it was illegal for us to have an education. And so I always tell people sometimes integration wasn't the best thing for black people. You know, one time we was separated, we was going to school together, church together, living in the same communities, had our own business, support each other business-wise. And I think HBCU echoed all of that. When you go to a black college, it's different, man. It's a different experience. It's like the first time I think it was important for me to go to HBCU. I went to a Battle of the Bands. It was Jackson State, ironically, and FAMU in Mobile, Alabama. So I came home and I said, Mom, I want to go to HBCU. But Alabama A&M was my choice. And so I just feel like, just like anything else, black man, it's culture, it's us. This is a direct representative of us. Like, no one else can replicate this or duplicate it.
I feel like HBCU culture is extremely important to us because it helps define who we are. At the age of 19, 20, 21, you're really trying to come into your own as an adult, and this type of culture nurtures that. It gives you an environment where you feel like it's okay to be who you are, where you're not battling the outside world, where you're learning how to grow amongst people that look just like you. From your instructors to your classmates to the people that live in the dorms with you or even apartments that you share. It's all a growth and learning experience around people that know your struggle, that know where you come from, and so they can groom you and grow you, and you can learn so much from people that look just like you. It prepares you for the world outside.
Man, I'll tell you one important thing about it, man. I met lifelong friends here. Like, them guys behind me literally tailgating, man. I've been knowing them guys since years ago, and they still my friends today. And I think going through those experiences with them, going to college, knowing the professors, it's more like a extended family, a big family reunion, so to speak, you know, as opposed to just going to a predominantly white institute and you just a number. You know, everybody knew everybody. Everybody, you know, would hang out with everybody. Everybody, you know, would get along. So it's just like, when you see people like today, like for homecoming, it's like family, you know, and I don't think no other institute can institute that but a HBCU. It's really family.
I feel like coming to an HBCU allowed me to identify with who I was as an individual, as well as who I was as a Black American, African American woman in this world. It's allowed me so many opportunities to be successful in corporate America, or, you know, the world itself and reality itself, because it prepared me. It allowed me to know that I'm stronger than any adversity that could ever come against me, because I was around people that face so much. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own trials and tribulations, but when you're fighting them together, you realize that you can overcome anything. So it has definitely prepared me to know that it doesn't matter what comes my way, that I can fight through it and see another day.
So I'll personalize it. I think HBCU culture is important because obviously it allows us to cultivate the ethnic minority, the educated ethnic minorities within our society. You know, as a graduate of an HBCU, I don't have the luxury of hanging a banner that says Ivy League school. So from a networking perspective, those options generally are pretty limited. But what it does teach us, having to come from an HBCU where you may not always be dealing with decision makers that are from your institution or an institution like yours, it teaches us to be hungry. It teaches us a sense of competitiveness. It teaches us to bring our A game every day. I'll share a quick story. One of the things that my dad asked me after my first year was, well, what are you learning? And I thought about it for a second and I said, you know, I'm actually learning how to be Black. And he kind of looked at me and, you know, and just said, well, I could have taught you that and done it for free. And I laughed at that and I said, well, Dad, no. I said, you did teach me how to be Black from a generic sense. I said, but what I've learned at an HBCU is how to be Black everywhere I am. I've learned how to be a Black professional. I've learned how to be Black amongst friends. I've learned how to be Black amongst professional colleagues. I've learned to be Black and acceptable and professional everywhere I am. I said, and that's what you get at an HBCU. You actually get to cultivate those skills and learn how to be the best Black person that you can be and the best contributor to this society.
What up, Kia? Listen, I'm headed up to the tailgate of here at Alabama A&M's homecoming, but I know you was out at Spelman doing your thing, so I got a couple of questions I want to ask you. Why did you choose to attend an HBCU?
I chose to attend an HBC because honestly, for the longest, HBCs were all that I knew. Growing up, I'm a fourth generation HBCU student. So my great aunt attended Alabama State University. My grandmother, grandfather, mom, dad, aunts, cousins all went to Alabama A&M. So when it was time for me to go to college, it was natural for me to look into HBCUs. That's who had educated my family. That's I grew up in Alabama, and when people were talking about Alabama and Auburn as a kid, I thought they were talking about Alabama A&M. I had no idea what the University of Alabama was, so that was my norm. Spelman was the HBCU I chose to apply to, and that's where I chose to attend college.
Oh, wow. Listen, why do you think HBCU homecoming is big for the culture?
It's about homecoming is fun. It's where you're gonna go to get good food, strong drinks, and you're gonna hear all the music that just like feeds your soul. But homecoming is also a spiritual experience. It goes back to the feeding your soul. You see those people who you grew up with. You This year was really hard for us because we didn't have homecoming thanks to COVID. And so you have this hard year where life has been kicking your ass. And you can't go back home. You can't go to the family reunion. You can't get hugs from your cousin and your RA from freshman year. You can't be around the people who you love and who love you to rejuvenate you. So yes, it's fun, it's a party, it's good food, strong drinks, amazing music, but like there is something spiritual about doing the shuffle with like people who experience the world with you. It's something spiritual about swag surfing. Like you feel it. It feeds your soul, and that is what HBCU homecoming is, and that is why like we yearned for it even when we didn't go to HBCUs.
Now, the thing is, some people actually think that you can't be a useful person in society because you attended an HBCU. Do you think there's a stigma that surrounds like HBCU life at all?
I Black people actually can internalize anti-blackness. And a lot of times that shows up by assuming that a proximity to whiteness means better or of like a higher quality. And that is a stigma that has been on our HBCUs for a long time without fair critique of how they are funded or the the hurdles that HBCUs have to overcome because they are historically Black institutions. So I think we have had this stigma, and we have heard when I was applying in 2000, it was very much you can't be prepared for the world going to an all Black college. The world is not all Black. So how is this going to appropriately prepare you for the world? And what I think we're seeing now, first of all, shout out to the Stacey Abrams, the Kamala Harrises, and the Raphael Warnocks, who are products of HBCUs, who are showing that you can be on the nation's highest stage with that HBCU education. But I also think that our students are seeing that like these white institutions and systems don't give us protection. And the beautiful thing about the HBCU is like my HBCU experience is in my formative years. I was in a place where if we saw a white person outside of a professor, we were shocked. Like we would see them walking on campus and it would be like, what is this? But during your formative years, you have this space where you can learn, where you can grow, where you can learn to take pride in yourself as a Black, for me as a Black woman, in your culture, in your community, so that when you go out into this white world, you are prepared, not because you've been around white people for these past 4 years, but because you know who you are. You are confident in yourself, your ability, and your culture, and nothing that is thrown at you will shake you. It may shake you, but it won't throw you off your foundation. You have that grounded foundation to take on anything this world gives to you. And I'm so grateful that I had those 4 years to learn and grow with my sisters, with my brothers and sisters at Morehouse and Clark Atlanta and Morris Brown at the time. Like to just be in that space with Black people who were learning and growing. And it gave me everything I needed to navigate the world.
Now, do you think it's more so Black people that didn't attend HBCUs that kind of put that stigma out there? Or do you think it's like other people that kind of put that out there?
I think it's a both and I think I hope that we stick to where we are now, because I think right now we're at a good place where we have some pride. There's definitely some elitism in the conversations about HBCUs, But I think we're in a solid place and we should grow from this spot.
Oh yeah, I can definitely feel that. Now, do you think the fact that you attended the HBCU that kind of made you the person that you are today?
Absolutely. I would not be the Kia who stands in front of you without the things I learned at Spelman College, without the people I met at Spelman College, and the experience that being at Spelman, being in the AUC around Morehouse, Clark, Atlanta, and Morris Brown, and being in the city of Atlanta where there was like Black leadership and being surrounded by that culture, I would not be the person I am, like professionally, personally, or spiritually. Like, it was, going to Spelman was the best decision I ever made in my life. My mentors, my professional mentors have come from Spelman College. My best friends have come from Spelman College. My best guy friends have come from Morehouse College. So like that has been an experience that has completely shaped my life. And I don't know who I would be had I not chosen Spelman in April of 2000.
All right, Key, I appreciate you hollering at me real quick. I'm about to head up here to the tailgate. Don't want to keep the party holding on too long. Appreciate you once again. I'll holler at you. Out the Box TV, your man RoJay.
I'm DJ PrimeTime256.
We joined with my girl Shannon today, a very proud product of an HBCU, Alabama A&M. My
Yes.
girl, I had to check in with her because not for nothing, I've been an honorary HBCU student for how long now? About 18,
Jesus,
19 years.
At least.
Yeah, so I was just like, let me get with at least one of the people that pulled me into this thing. So my girl Shannon, first of all, what year did you graduate from Alabama A&M?
I'm a 2004 graduate of Alabama A&M, telecommunications major. I was an English minor.
Okay, doing your thing. Now, I come to find out that you're the first person in your family to, first generation college student, graduate anyway.
Yes, I am. First generation college student. I didn't know what I was going to do after graduation. All of my friends were going to college. Didn't really know what that looked like.
Do a lot of us know it? I went to college and can't tell you what it looked like.
But I had a friend who was going off to school, and his parents were actually very influential in getting me to come to Alabama A&M. And I credit my success here and that path that I took to them, because that's what led me here.
What made you choose Alabama A&M?
I chose Alabama A&M because I didn't really research schools to go.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a first generation college student. So once college was presented to me, Alabama A&M was the college that was presented.
That was
And believe it or not, being from here, I didn't spend time on campus. It was a new experience for me. I didn't come to games. I didn't come on campus.
Wow.
I didn't. So it felt like I was going to a new place.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
In a
so-
sense it was, but your best friends here,
Yes.
your husband.
Yes, I met all of my best friends here. I met my husband here. I carried my oldest daughter when I was a student here.
Okay.
So I carried her here, and then the baby girl, she's been to plenty of games with me here. So I've raised my children up in the Alabama A&M culture as well.
I love it. Now, I gotta ask this question, PT. I'm gonna have to ask her this real quick. Because you said it was like you was coming here and for the first time, you experienced it out for the first time. Did you know how important it was while you were in it, or did it hit you once you became alumni, how important your time here on campus was?
You know when it hit me? It hit me after I had my daughter. After I had her, that's when I got serious about college. Because when I came, I was here because I thought this is what I was supposed to do, go to school. I wasn't here for me. And so it took me a couple of years of trying to figure all of that out. But once I had her, my junior and senior year, I made the dean's list. You know, I was trying to make up for lost time, you know, made the dean's list and, you know, went ahead and graduated. So it took me a while to figure it out, but once I figured it out, and I knew why I was here, then that's when it really became serious. Yep. So you can't go for anyone else. You really have to go
to college for you, and being in the HBCU just kind of helped bring that out because I was around people that cared enough to make sure that I, not wanted to be here, but they saw that I needed to be here, so they did things to kind of keep me here and help me along the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you might not know, she has a daughter that goes to Tuskegee, another HBCU. Didn't specifically come to A&M, but she's at a HBCU.
Yes.
So how much influence did you have on her attending an HBCU?
Well, what we told Kaylin as parents was that you can go wherever you want to go. She graduated as a valedictorian of her high school class, and that meant she had offers to go anywhere. And we just told her, no matter what you decide, we won't push Alabama A&M on you, but it had to be an HBCU. That was our only requirement.
Right.
Because we felt that you can go to the Ivy League schools for grad school, right? But I think at an HBCU, it's an experience like none other. And we wanted her to at least have that regardless of what school she was in. So she made the choice to go to Tuskegee. It's fine, It's okay.
Right.
As long as it's an HBCU, we're okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, PT was on these grounds as well.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta ask both. Shout to the hill. Shout to the
I'm
hill.
gonna put you on the spot. So I'm gonna ask both of y'all this because what I found out, I was not exposed to none of this in my spot. Homecoming.
Oh.
Is like the biggest and most fun family reunion feeling ever. Why do you think the culture and like just even the experience of attending a homecoming at HBCU is like one of the most major things ever in life?
Because like you said, it's a family reunion. So when you think about the Black culture and our family reunions, right? You got music, you got family members, you got food, you got laughter, and that's what homecoming provides. It's just one big family reunion. Some people only come home for homecoming. Some people stay away for years, but the experience that you have and the friendships that you make here at an HBCU, they last a lifetime. So when you get together for homecoming, listen,
It's over.
you reminisce.
Don't let PT be mixing, because I'm telling you, y'all be like,
You gonna be line dancing in the grass.
Get down with the get down.
I love it for sure. Now, we got leaders in office now that are all products of HBCUs, and that's almost kind of putting an extra spotlight on it, because now people are like, well, shoot, Stacey Abrams went to HBCU,
Right.
Kamala Harris went to HBCU,
Right,
you got
come
all these senators and you got leaders, and I think there was a stigma at one point in time. I ain't even gonna put this out there. There was almost why I didn't attend the HBCU because I thought I was gonna step on campus and get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But there's a stigma on HBCUs.
True.
Do you think that's kind of turning around now?
Oh, most definitely. I think now that we're seeing the products of people that graduate from HBCUs on a national level, right? Locally, we know lots of great people that went to HBCUs, but to see it on a national stage, I think that is going to bring some much needed light to HBCUs, because there's a lot of HBCUs that's suffering financially. There's some HBCUs that have to close because they didn't have, the right resources, and so hopefully now we can get athletes back to HBCUs, right? We can get, our students that want to go off to PWIs back to HBCUs, but most definitely I think that is really going to enhance the HBCU community.
I love it. I love it.
Yep.
I was gonna say some shit. I got caught up in the information. All right, I was like, yep, everything that she said is all true. Ditto.
I love it. Well, Shannon, we appreciate your time giving us a little insight on your time here and just HBCU life in general. I'm gonna check in with my girl Kia. She attended Spelman out in Atlanta, so we're gonna check in with her in just a few minutes to give you a little more insight on the HBCU culture, and just stick around right here.
But however, Alabama A&M is the best university known to man. I mean, humankind. Hell, I'd say the universe. I'm just saying. I went here and said start here, go anywhere. Guess what I did? I started here, bow, to the moon and back.
But that's our saying. Start here and you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Honorary Bulldog.
We got a little. Y'all keep it locked right here. It's out the box.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt any of your story because I completely went to. Is it still going? Yes. I went to a HBCU for a completely different reason. Check this out. So, the year was 2002. Bow, Bears You Dare, right over there. Anybody that knows Bears You Dare, hey, that was hands down. I wouldn't go to no other college. Shout out to Alabama A&M. I love you. Normal, Alabama. We got our own city. I love you. You welcome me, I welcome you.
We do have our own.
Yes, yes. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Out the Box TV. Yeah, y'all know what to do. Be sure to like, follow, share, comment, all of that.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to come to Alabama A&M. You heard it here first. I'm just saying, or any HBCU or any college, as long as you're trying to,
We have
get
a little
higher
partiality
education and
to
all
it,
that
you
other
know
great
what I
stuff.
mean? Yeah.
But if you want a real education, come to a real HBCU. Alabama A&M. I mean,
Y'all be
and the rest
sure to
of
catch up on any episode you missed on Amazon TV.
Where?
Amazon TV.
Amazon TV. Where else?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Follow us on social media.
The IG.
And the most important, check us out on OutTheBoxTV.com.